Hey, welcome back to the shop. So first things first, this, my unfavorite time of the year, and that means this. That means this guy's running, as you can see down in there, I think probably. There's some fire going on down in there. And I got the heater over on the other side running. Chilly out here this morning. Now, for some of you that, when I say 40 degrees, might not be chilly, but for one of us Southerners, transplants, 40 is a little chilly. So we got the rocket stove going. We've got a little electric heater on the other side going just to take the chill off in here. It's already come up a degree. I've been out here, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, but I was a wise guy last week, and I said to one of my viewers, he said, you can't be outside spraying right now. It's too dang cold. Well, I said 70 degrees ain't too cold. Last weekend, North Carolina, 70 degrees basically. This weekend, not so much. Let's go back over to the other side where I normally am. Although I do like the heat. Trying not to trip and knock you around here too much. All right, so what's been going on? Well, last week, I did something that I haven't done in a long time. And well, I got to eat a little crow. You see this guy here? This is Carvco hat. I use Carvco programming, and Carvco worked great. Carvco worked great. But my judgment on space and stuff didn't work so great. So I make my own hold downs for the CNC. I make them out of plywood. I put a little CA glue on the end here, put a little bitty piece of sandpaper. It gives them a little bite and they sit still. Well, this one's in nice shape. Look at it. It's perfect. Bolt slides. And the other reason I do it is because when I run the bit into it, who cares? It wrecks it. I can make another one. However, when the collet nut runs into one of these things, and it takes your project and goes like this with it, and it proceeds to snap this one and snap this one, that's a whole different ball game. So that stopped my carving. See, this is one that I hit with the, and you see it right there, I took a little chunk out of it. That's one that I hit with the bit. Now, I tell you that because I want to give a shout out to Cody over at Cadence Manufacturing. I had a downtown Jenny 1/4 inch in that machine. And I'm telling you, I was cutting this deep. That's 1.5 inches. I was on the last cut of that thing, and it grabbed that project and it basically just twisted it and lifted it all at the same time. Enough to stop the spindle from spinning. But I have that very same bit in that spindle right now. It did not break that bit. Cody, man, I don't know what you're making those things out of, but that thing was twisting and stopped the spindle and sent the machine into alarm and did not break that Cadence Manufacturing bit. I cannot say enough about those guys, that him or his product. I mean, it's like any other bit would have broke right off with the leverage that was being applied to that thing. So shout out to you, Cody. Cadence Manufacturing, Jenny bits are awesome. I'm not going to turn this into a marketing thing, but if you're looking for bits, he's who I would go talk to. So I've been working on my 5 projects to make your hotel stay better, and that's a little sneak peek. That's one of the projects right there. And I'm not telling you what it is because part of the premise is guess what it is in the video when it comes out. Don't guess in this one. You can put in the comments that you have a good idea what it is, but don't guess in this video. So, been working on the 5 projects. I've got 3 to go, and crazy. I got 3 to go, and my wife threw a curveball at me. She said, "Can you make me a stocking hanger?" I said, "What are you talking about, a stocking hanger? What's a stocking hanger?" Well, it's basically legs with a crossbar, and you hang your Christmas stockings from it. So in the middle of that 5 project deal, I get a change order from the boss. So when the boss says, "Hey, can you make me something?" Happy wife, happy life. Remember that, fellas. So we made a Christmas hanger, which is good because I got to use my Ackmer laser. That is an incredible laser. I'm not going to turn this into a whole marketing thing. But that laser does an outstanding job. I've got another project lined up for that laser. If you remember the table, the dowel table that I was taking to my office that didn't end up at my office, it ended up in the living room. I'm going to make a little table for my laptop. That's what I was going to use it for over there, was to set my laptop on. So I'm going to make a little table with the laser for the laptop to take to the office. I'm saying it here so you all hear it. I'm making a table to take to my office for my laptop, Lisa. All right, I got to check on the wood stove. Let me move this over here, and I can go that way and make sure. Now, the one thing about a rocket stove, when they get going, they will chew through some wood. And this is, like I said, I had them all processed so that I can just take them in bundles like that, drop them down in there. Last time when we talked, I was going to show you this thing, and I didn't remember it. Let me turn the camera back. When I say tell you about this thing, I'm telling you about this thing. I made this thing. I saw it, a version of it. I watch a YouTuber called Nick Elger, and you probably know who he is. He's pretty famous. He's a older fella. I have to tell you, Nick, if you ever watch this, he reminds me of my grandfather. The way he moves, his mannerisms, his upbeat, happy personality. He just reminds me of my grandfather. So I connect with him, and I always watch him when he puts stuff out. But anyway, this thing is a version of what he uses for a run out. Puts it on a stand, and you can use it for a run out. So I got the idea of a rolling pin from him. So thank you, Nick. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to. I want to put it on something that's adjustable. Right now, what it's sitting on is, I keep running in front of you. Right now, what it's doing is keeping the dust off of this spot right here. It's keeping the dust off of that spot, so it's doing a great job. I've also got, I've started working on a flag for a friend of mine. That's in the works. I've got the 5 projects in the works. I did the stocking hanger. I've got the table thing going on. I've got the mill fired up, getting ready to start working with that. What else? I've got, you know, I was talking to my, I'm not sure what she would be. She's my nephew's wife. I don't know if that makes her my niece or not. I'm not smart enough to know all that stuff. But she said to me, "What are you working on?" And I said, Allison, I said, I have so many ideas. I can't do them fast enough. So that phone is loaded full of ideas and pictures and things. So I saw a little cart that I'd like to make for James. There's that. There's a ton of stuff, but I've always got things going on. Today, however, my wife Lisa says, "Could you drive me over to Salisbury to go to Marshall's?" No, I'm not driving you over to Salisbury. I already made you something this weekend. That's your day. Now, today is my day. Love her to death, but I said, "What do you need at Marshall's?" "I just want to go." Well, I just don't. I don't want to go to Marshall's. So I'm not going. She could go to Marshall's if she wants to, but I'm not going to Marshall's. Yeah, so here's something I made a long time ago, and I don't know if anybody remembers it. Anybody remember this thing? This is a phone speaker. I don't know if it'll hold this big phone or not. Yeah, it does. So it's a phone speaker. It goes in there like so. It was designed for the phone that I'm recording on, but pretty cool. Works pretty good. Yeah, so that's what we got going on this weekend. Not a tremendous exciting thing, but a little update here from the Hinkle shop. No new tools. I am getting ready to start I'm going to start a sale on well, it's an item that I think everybody needs. I've got all different species of sawdust that I'm going to sell. I can do super fine dust. I can do like coarse chips off of the CNC, what everybody's likes. I could do, thinking about doing a Black Friday sale on some sawdust, because everybody's got these programs they're doing and these things they're making on the computer and these, and I don't have nothing. I'm left out. So I'm going to sell sawdust, and you guys are thinking I'm losing my mind here, but I'm not. Yeah, if anybody wants any sawdust, I'll sell it to you. And also, nobody sent me any wood. Last week I had a sign. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's right here. Let me get it. I had this sign yesterday, or last Saturday, and I've noticed that nobody has sent me any boards. So there's that. Well, all right, everybody. I hope I made you laugh a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this talk we did here. Another thing that I'd like to do is a project that's bigger than my CNC can handle. So I'm going to have to turn that CNC 90 degrees, because if you look at the CNC, it'll hit the wall if I stick anything through. So I may end up one of these days flipping that CNC sideways so that I can run a longer board through it. I'm thinking something like a sign from a piece of 4x8 plywood or something of that nature. Anywho, everybody, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you had a lot of laughs. I hope you enjoyed spending time with your family. We did. We had a good time. Missed a few folks that are no longer with us, but other than that, it was a good time. My grandson was a hit. My outfit was on point. I had my fall collection that I was wearing. Everybody was excited to see me in my fall collection. so dumb. All right, everybody. I'm going to cut it off here. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and the rest of the week. We'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.